Hey guys, welcome to Andyland. It's your girl Andy. If you're new, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. Today we are doing a look to get me ready for an award show. It's the Regal Awards by Higher Magazine. I'm nominated for Higher Beauty, the Higher Beauty Award, which basically like anything to do with makeup, because I be doing it. You know what I'm saying? I be doing this. And I'm also presenting the award for most versatile. Hopefully I could talk when I get up there, because be sure to check it out. I think he'll have it up on YouTube or a link, so once he gets that up, I'll put the link in the description box. Keep watching. Hope you enjoy. Alright, so I'm going to start out with the Fenty Beauty Mattifying Primer. Put that all over my face. The next primer I'm going to use is the Milk Hydrogrip Primer. I'm going to take this primer and put it all over as well. Usually I only use it in my T-zone, but I needed my makeup to last, honey, okay? And then the final primer I'm going to use today is the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer. I'm just going to take a little bit of this, and this I'm going to put where my makeup moves the most. So around my mouth, around my nose, on my nose. Just basically patting that in to make sure I have a nice smooth base. To put my brow hairs in place, I'm going in with the NYX Brow Glue. I'm just going to run that through my brows really quick to help them stay in the place that I need them to stay. I'm going to take the Laura Mercier Deep Powder, and I'm going to use that to set around my mouth and my nose to make sure that my makeup lasts in those areas. I'm going to spray my face with the Milk Hydro Setting Spray. I've really been loving this as like a primer type thing. I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills pomade in chocolate and the 7B brush to fill in my brows today. I wanted them to really stand out, so I didn't want to use the pencil. I start by lining under my brow and then going kind of where the arch is and then filling them in from there. I'm going to take the NYX Lift and Snatch Brow Pen in the shade Espresso to just add a couple little brow hairs here and there, because I am a brow deficient queen and we gotta fake it till we make it. Alright, to clean up my brows, I'm going to be using the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer in the shade 13. I'm just going to do underneath my brows. This is a shade that's super close to my skin tone. So once I'm done cleaning them up, I'm going to blend out that concealer so it doesn't look so harsh. I'm taking a Makeup Revolution concealer, this time in the shade 12, to prime my eyelids. When you buff this out, you want to make sure it's nice and smooth. If it's patchy, it's going to affect how your eyeshadow looks in the end. And with dramatic looks, that can be a disaster. So take your time here, ladies. The first of the two palettes we're using today is the Huda Beauty Ruby Obsessions palette. I'm going to take that deep red shade into my outer V and blend it out. When applying vibrant colors, it's always best to pat them in before you try to blend them out. As you can see, I was kind of having a hard time making it look nice and even. It's a little splotchy. That's because I forgot to set my eyes before I put the shadow on. So now I'm just going to take my Airspun translucent powder and set that concealer so I can move on with my eyeshadows. Using that same Ruby Obsessions palette, I'm going to take that lighter shade and I'm going to take that to the outer edge of the dark red I just put on, and that's just to make sure that the outside edge isn't as harsh. I kind of want it to diffuse that a little bit, even though I'm doing a really vibrant look. I'm also going to take that lighter red color and bring it in to towards my inner corner. I really wanted to give kind of an ombre look where the darker colors were kind of my outer V and the lighter colors were towards my inner corner. So make sure when you're doing really vibrant looks, you take the time to blend your colors together so you don't have a patchy look and it looks seamless. Alright, next I'm taking the Modern Renaissance palette and I'm going to take the color Venetian Red, which is a really deep, pretty red, and I'm going to take that straight into my crease. I'm going to take it throughout my crease from the inner corner to the outer V and blend it in with the reds that are already there. Alright, going back into the Ruby Obsessions palette, I am going back into that red and putting it back in my outer V. It was just, I blended it a little too good, so I wanted it to kind of stand out a little bit more and be nice and pigmented, so I went back in and fixed it. To cut my crease, I'm using the Colorpop No Filter Concealer in the shade Medium Dark 36 and a flat brush. I'm going to take the concealer all the way up into my crease and then blend it down. So I take it to the top first, kind of make sure you're taking your time to make sure your line is nice and straight and it's where you want it, and then blend it down. Now that my crease is cut, I'm going to go back in with the Venetian Red and blend that on the outer edges of where I put the concealer, just to kind of give that gradient effect so it's not so harsh when I put my lid color on. Now I'm taking the Ruby Obsessions palette again and going back into that red and putting it back on my outer V and blending it into the Venetian Red that I put on. I just really wanted that to stay defined. I wanted that defined triangle. And then after that, I took the glittery shade at the top and then I put that on top of the Venetian Red. I patted it on first and then blended it in to the darker red on the outside. The final shadow I'm going to use is from the Modern Renaissance palette. It's Buon Fresco. I'm pretty sure I'm butchering that, but sorry. And I'm just going to pat that on to the inner part of my lid. I mean, come on, look at that. Next, I'm just going to take a brush and blend everything together. Blending is key. We're using two foundations today, the Fenty Beauty ProFilt'r in 420 and the Huda Beauty Faux Filter foundation in Chocolate Mousse. This used to be an old fave combination of mine, and I just kind of felt like doing it today, so I did it. And then I'm just going to buff that all in, and my face is going to be sitting. Well, I mean, y'all saw it in the intro, but like, wasn't it sitting or was she sitting? I'm taking my Real Techniques body blender to blend everything in and just make sure I have a nice even base. There's no brush strokes. I actually decided that I needed an extra layer of foundation. Just something wasn't doing it for me. So I went in with the extra an extra bit of Fenty after I threw my cap, you know, clear across my room. And then I just buffed that in with the brush and the body blender again. used the Milk Hydrogrip setting spray to kind of help me melt everything together so I could keep blending, because sometimes things don't work right the first time, so I had to keep blending. I'm taking the same concealer I used to carve out my eyebrows, the Makeup Revolution concealer in the shade 13, and I'm using this to conceal. You guys know I go in with two concealers. The first is usually the one closest to my skin tone, and I've been loving this concealer thus far. Today I decided to blend my concealer out with a brush. I'm using the setting brush by Real Techniques, and I'm just patting, starting with the edges and then going in close to my inner corner. Honestly, the brush just gives off a different vibe sometimes. It does take longer in my opinion, but like, it does look good, so I was feeling it today. Now that that's blended, I can do my contour. I'm using my Juvia's Place foundation stick in the shade Katsina. And then to highlight, I'm going to use the Makeup Revolution concealer in the shade 12. It's the same one I used to prime my eyes. I'm just taking that right underneath my eyes. Then I'm going to let that concealer sit while I buff out my, oops, I forgot to show you that. While I buff out my contour, I'm letting that concealer sit and dry down just a little bit. So like I said, when blending out my concealer, I'm starting with the outer edges and then making my way towards my inner corner. Definitely just patting. It looks so good. Like, blending is key in like your base products, your eye products, your lip products. Like, blending is like the #1 rule in makeup. Once you figure out how to blend in a way that works for you, whether you use a brush, whether you use your fingers, whether you use a sponge, it just all comes together. Man, look at my face, y'all. First off, I can't stop staring at my eyes. Like, oh my god, she cute, she cute. And I'm gonna take my body blender and just go over everything and make sure it's nice and seamless, especially where my highlight meets my contour meets my foundation. Want to make sure it all looks like a clean slate. Now I'm gonna do my lower lash line. I'm going in with that deep dark red first, and I'm taking that and just dragging it along my lower lash line, and then I'm gonna take that second red that I used on the outer edges in the beginning, both from the Ruby Obsessions palette. That second red, well, it's more like a peachy color, and I'm gonna take that to the outer edge of that lower lash line to kind of diffuse that a little bit. But she cute, y'all. Y'all not feeling this look. I know y'all feeling this look. To set my concealer, I'm using the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Powder in the shade Blondie. I don't know what Huda put in this powder, but when I tell you, it's my go-to. I'm gonna press that in. Press, okay? Got me sounding like Cardi B. Press it in. I'm using my damp body blender, and I'm putting that everywhere I put concealer, around my mouth, under my eyes especially. You want to make sure you pat that in. I'm not baking yet. I got to make sure it's set before I bake, because I don't want my bake to stick to my face. And I'm using a lot of powder today because I was traveling and doing an award show and presenting. Face had to be flawless, okay? It just had to be. I'm taking the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray to spray my face and then buffing that in. I'm doing a lot of extra steps that I don't normally do because it was a special day. I'm going to set my all over face with the Fenty Beauty foundation powder in the shade 410 and a big fluffy brush. I'm going to go over my entire face, including the highlighted parts. To bake today, I'm using my Wet n Wild Photofocus banana powder, and I'm just taking that up the sides of my nose, then the bridge of my nose, around my mouth, and a little under my eyes as well. For bronzer, I'm using the Kylie Cosmetics bronzer in Tawny Mami in my angled brush and just patting that above, right on where I contoured, and then I'm going to take a smaller brush and use the bronzer to help define my nose contour a bit. This blush has been my blush since I picked it up for my drugstore look. It's the Covergirl True Blend blush. I've been looking for more shades, and my Ulta didn't have that many, but this blush is giving. And now I'm going to dust away my bake. And look, girl. I'm taking the Epic Ink Liner in black. And look, y'all, I got myself doing eyeliner. So first, I make a triangle and then fill it in. I make the triangle kind of going with where I want my liner to go, which is usually towards the tail end of my eyebrow. And then I connect that triangle to the rest of my eye by dragging it into the inner corner. I'm putting on lashes, guys. So I'm using my lash glue from the hair store, and these lashes are also from the hair store. I'll leave whatever they are down in the description box below because I cannot remember. And because my actual lashes curl so much, I have to be in the mirror like this. So this is about as good as I could get for y'all. And I'm using the tweezers to help put the lashes where they need to be, and then sticking, well, yeah, kind of sticking them to like my actual lash. I'm using the NYX eye pencil in black to put in my waterline, and I'm not smudging it out. I just kind of wanted a more snatched eye, a closed eye, should I say. And then I'm going to spray my face using the Milani Make It Last Matte Setting Spray. Love this stuff, but make sure you shake it up first because I forgot that once and it was not okay. I'm using the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara on my lower lashes just to help make them pop just a little bit, and I'm blending my actual lashes in with my falsies. For my inner corner, I'm going in with Tempera from the Modern Renaissance palette. And I'm just going to pat that into my inner corner using a brush that I got from TJ Maxx in a set. To highlight my nose, I'm using the Fenty Beauty Kilowatt in Mean Money and Hustler Baby, if it would focus. I don't know what happened to the footage of me putting it on, but my camera, I think, died. But I put it on, and then, as always, I kind of buff it down so it's not super harsh against my face. And then I'm using the NYX lip pencil in Espresso to line my lips. And then I realized my lips was looking a little crusty because I know I was rushing today, so I don't know if I'm prime my lips with Carmex as I usually do. So after I put on this liner, I went in with my Carmex to kind of give my lips a little bit of juice. Lip products tend to stay better on your lips when your lips are moisturized, so that is key. Lip balms or Carmex, whatever. I'm taking the KKW Beauty lip liner in the shade Nude 3 to add some extra dimension to my lips. I'm using the Juvia's Place lipstick in the shade Chic, and I'm just taking that to the center of my lips. I'm going on top of that with the NYX Butter Gloss in Eclair, and I'm putting that all over my top and bottom lips. And then I'm going to go on top of all of that with the Maybelline Lifter Gloss in the shade Stone. And then we can't forget to spray our face again using the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray, and I'm spraying a lot. And I'm going to let that air dry as I take out my hair. Shout out to Sia Styles for putting in my install and pinning up the hair the night before. Now I'm just taking a big tooth comb and combing out the curls. I did go in and recurl my leave out, but I didn't record that, y'all. I was running real late, like real late. Alright, y'all, so this is the final look. Hair is nice and curled, okay. We looking flawless. The dress is on. Boobs ain't really cooperating, but we gonna make it work, okay? Because my backups ain't show up, so we got what we got. But I'm actually about to head to the show right now. It's about an hour away, so I got a while to drive. I got my Uggs on right now, my heels right here. I guess I can show them to y'all real quick. Nice little red shoes. Hopefully I'm gonna bring my extra gold ones just in case I feel like changing. You know, gotta have options because I'm not around the corner from my house, so just want to make sure everything goes seamless. So wish me luck, y'all. Hopefully I win, you know what I'm saying. I was nominated, but yeah. All right, so I'll see y'all after the show. So I just made it back from Ohio. There was an accident, mad crazy traffic, so I'm just not getting home mad late. I was so hungry. I tried to stop at Wendy's, but they are short-staffed and apparently closed early. So it was like a real heartbreak moment for me, to be honest with you. But luckily my aunt had stopped by and dropped off some food, so smashed on that. I did not win tonight, but it was an honor to be nominated. 2 of my friends walked home with awards today, so I'm super proud of them. One even got a real big fat check. So, you know, big girls doing big things out here, okay? And I took some pictures. Didn't really get a lot of footage from the actual show because we weren't allowed to have our phones. So I'm sure once he finishes editing and the video's up, I'll link it down below so you guys can see it. I did present an award towards the end of the show, so I was still seeing, you know, people still saw me. But now I'm mad tired, I'm mad hungry, so I'm about to smash on this food and call it a night. So thank you guys for watching. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, the notification bell, leave a comment down below on things that you would like to see from me, and that's it.